this company here by the name of Ballison sent me this fan, and this is their model F906. The reason it's still in the box because when I unboxed it to begin with, I was impressed the way that they packaged it, so I wanted to put it back in the box and show you guys. Now, it was wrapped in plastic, but I didn't bother putting it back in the plastic. It comes in this box. There ain't gonna be no damage because there's bubble wrap all the way around it. So I gotta hand it to the Chinese. They did a dang good job of packaging this. Now, my first thoughts on this, it looks okay. It looks like any other camping fan out there. Started running through the speeds, and there's 5 speeds here. And I'll go ahead and tell you, this is the most powerful camping fan that I've ever used, and it's more powerful than, I've got a rigid 18-volt fan, and it's more powerful than it. Did not expect that from this fan at all. Just be honest with you, I didn't. But not only is it a fan, but it's also a power station. You can charge your phone down here. There's a USB-C port and a USB-A port. You got a light right here in the middle, and it comes with different colors. You can do like a brighter white, or you can do more of like an amber yellow soft light. You can adjust the intensity of it. It even has a remote control. So is that not cool? It's got a little onboard place where you can slide the remote in there, and that way you don't lose it. Now, since it's a camping fan, you're gonna have a hook here on the bottom, so you can just pull the hook up and it can hook up in your tent. And this thing can rotate 360 degrees, and it just makes clicking noises just so it has a positive stop, so it don't just keep spinning around. It's got a recessed place here on the bottom or the hook where you can lay it down flat that way. You can lay it back that way as well. Rubberized feet right there so it don't slide around on you. Comes with a carrying handle. It's able to articulate up, or you can point it downward. Then also it oscillates. And I'm gonna go ahead and run through some of the speeds on the fan. My only critique for this is the buttons are kind of hard to see, if the lighting is not exactly perfect. But once you get used to it, you'll be able to get the hang of it and realize where things are. Now, the button that turns the fan on is this big one here in the middle. So when you turn it on speed number 1, it tells you right there speed number 1. I'll try to point it towards the camera. Might get some wind noise from it. Maybe that'll kind of give you an idea of how much force this thing is putting out. Now here's number 2. Number 3. Number 4. And then when you think that there wouldn't be a number 5 speed because this thing is already putting out a lot of air, it's got a 5 speed. And I'm telling you, this thing will run a long time, and it's very powerful. Like I said, I had this fan sitting on a table over here beside my desk for running every day for 2 weeks to see if I could get it to make noises or if I could get it to quit, or and I gotta say, very, very good fan. Now, as far as the light, you can turn the light on. There's the bright white, there's like the amber and the white, and then you hit it again, it goes back to amber. Hit it again, it turns off. Or you can turn it back on again, and you can see the bright white, or you can hold the button and long press it, and when you long press it, it brightens it up. Then you can hit it again. Now the amber and the white comes on together, and you can long press it, it starts to dim back down. Then you can hit it again. Now it's just the amber color, and you can long press it, and you can do it bright white, or you can do it bright amber, or you can do it both, or you just turn it off. So yeah, that's really neat how they did that. Now, when I first got it, I thought, man, the light ain't very bright, because when I turned it on, I was like, that ain't very bright. And then even when I hit it on with both colors, it's still not very bright. And then you hit it again, I was like, this light's not very bright. You got to remember to long press the button, and when you long press it, it becomes really bright. So I told you guys that this fan is able to oscillate, turn side to side. Well, it's able to do it at 2 different degrees. It can do a 45 or a 90 degree oscillation. So what you want to do to turn that on is hit this button here, and you can see that it's set to 90 degrees. And so it stops about right there where my fingers are. And then it comes all the way back to this side and goes all the way back there. So it gives you full 90 degrees. Or you can take and turn it to 45. And now sometimes it does take 1 revolution for it to reset to a different degree. But you can see where my hand is. This time it shouldn't go that far back. See, it didn't go all as far back as it did the first time. Now watch this. I'll turn it back on 90. It'll go back further. I don't know how well you guys can see that. It's kind of hard to tell it unless you're really paying attention to it. Look how much further it went back. So that's really neat. And like I said, you can control that with the remote control. And you know, if you don't want it to oscillate, you can turn that off. There's 45 and then there's stop. So I was able to just stop it with the remote. And you know, with a remote, you can increase the speeds. And you can hear a beep every time I raise and lower the speeds. But let's say it's at nighttime and you don't want to wake the person up in your tent. Well, you can turn that beeping noise off. It's got a button here at the bottom. So now I've turned it off. So when I raise the fan, it don't make no noise. So yeah, I thought that was pretty neat. All right, just to give you an idea of how hard this thing blows, my girlfriend handed me a Kleenex right in, I about said a Q-tip, Kleenex right in the middle of the video. She gets up and goes running over there, and I'm like looking at her like, what are you doing? And she went to grab me a Kleenex. So just wanted to show you. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on speed 1. Let's see. There's speed 2, 3, 4, and you can tell that thing's moving on. And there's speed 5. Pretty strong fan for it to be a battery powered fan. I mean, literally, this is the strongest fan that I've ever tested, ever owned. And like I said, I've got the rigid fan, that's the 18 volt. And I paid, you know, a good bit of money. I think it was about $70 for that fan. And this one is every bit as strong as it. And then I've got a Vornado fan that you plug into the wall, and it's every bit as strong as the AC powered Vornado fan. And that's usually, you know, me, I prefer a DC powered fan that uses a battery, just simply because they're usually quieter, you know, compared to like a fan that you plug in the wall. Usually they're a lot louder to me. And so that's what I like about this fan is like right there, that's on 1 and you can easily feel it way out to here. It does project the wind way on out, the way that they've designed those blades. Now, the main thing that drew me to this fan was runtime. I told you guys that I was a prepper, and so I've got solar power and I've got generators and things like that. But then it's always nice to have fans with rechargeable batteries, so you can keep them charged up. And in an emergency, you know, you got it. You don't have to worry about running, you know, your solar power battery bank down. You've already got something that's got a charged battery, and the long run time that this thing has is amazing. I mean, I've never seen another fan that could run this long of time on, you know, a battery power. And that's one, like I said, this is one reason why I like this fan so much, is because it's got a large battery. So this thing on speed number 1 can go 136 hours, which is insane. Speed number 2, it can go 50 hours. Speed number 3, you can go 32 hours. Speed 4, 20 hours. And speed 5, 10 hours. That's a long time. I mean, literally, that I've never seen another one that could go that long. It says it has a 40,000 milliamp an hour battery life. It says when the other fans flake on fake milliamp hours, ours just keeps going nonstop from Friday at dusk to Monday at dawn. And I didn't know if I was going to believe that or not until I got it. And like I said, I ran this thing over here for 2 weeks. I charged it, and then I just sit there and let it run on battery. And literally, with it on speed 5, it's too much. Like just sitting right here beside me, you would probably never ever use that thing on speed 5 unless you got in your tent during the middle of the day and it's super hot. Because I'm telling you, that thing really does move some air. And then as far as charging the fan, they give you a little charging brick here, and then a cable. It's a USB to USB-C. So I like that. I'm glad they didn't do something crazy and put a micro USB or something else other than USB-C. This just makes it easy where you can, all the devices now are USB-C, so I like that. On top of all that, for me is, it says right here, 30-day money-back guarantee, 18 months replacement warranty, and lifetime support guarantee. So you've got 18 months. If this thing is going to break or something like that, I doubt you'll find anything like that on Amazon. This thing does have, you know, some other features. It's got like a timer where you can set it for 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, and it says that it uses around 15 watts. So, you know, I'm not sure. There's no way really for me to test that, since it's runs on that battery. I can't really, you know, test and see how much that motor is using, and I'm sure on different speeds, you know, it uses different amounts. So I would say on high it probably uses 15 watts. So weighs 6.17 pounds. And then let's get a measurement on the fan so you guys will have an idea just how tall it is. And it's just under 14 inches tall, width right at about a foot. The thickest part's right there at the base, and it's about 6 3/4 inches, maybe a little less. It's kind of hard to measure it because it bends right there. Yeah, it's not very big. Now, the one thing that I had a question for is right here. There's this little compartment here on the side that lifts up, and I thought it might have been some sort of battery compartment or something, but it's not very big. But I guess you could use it to keep a spare battery for your remote. And I just wanted to say that the remote battery is a CR2025. So if you want to get some extra CR2025 batteries and stick down in there, or since it is a camping fan, let's say you got a ring or something you didn't want to lose, it would be probably a good place to stick a ring. So it's kind of hidden. I don't think anybody would think to look in that little compartment. So one thing that I wanted to go over is right in here, it's got the different times, like I said, for the timer option, and it's got 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour, 6 hour, and 8 hour there on the top. And then here on the bottom, it's got 25%, 50%, 75%, and 100%. That's your battery life. And so these are all lit up, so you know it's fully charged. And then over here, it's got 1 through 5, and those are your 5 speed settings. And then down below that, it shows 45 and 90, and that's the oscillation degrees there. Now, I went through and read through the manual. I didn't really see anything that was questionable except some of the terminology. So if you do get this, I wanted to explain to you what it is. Sometimes the Chinese don't understand what they're writing, and so they put things in terms that we don't understand. So it says right here, shaking head function. It didn't mean to say shaking head. Shaking would be shaking like this, you know, moving like that. They meant to say oscillating function. So if these guys could make a change in the manual where it says shaking head right there, and then right here on number 16 it says shaking head. It should say oscillating function. Other than that, that's really all that I could find in the manual. You know, everything seems to be of great quality, and I gotta say, I didn't expect this much out of this fan, because when you pull it out of the box, you know, it doesn't look, you know, like it's real high end, like a Vernado fan. I guess maybe the colors, you know, it's orange and black. Now they do have a green and black one. I gotta say, once I pulled it out of there and I seen just how solid built the thing is, like it's really solid plastic. You know, you can't, I mean, you'd really have to do something to break that. After I played around with it and seen how good a build quality it is, and then I seen how strong that it was, it really kind of shocked me. I wasn't expecting that from a Chinese fan, just to be flat out honest with you. And so, been very pleased with it. Like if you need to move a lot of air, this is the fan for you. If you need a fan that's going to last a lot of hours, you know, if you're, like I said, if you're camping, this is going to be the fan for you. So you should get a lot of runtime out of this. You know, you could charge it in a cigarette lighter in your car if you wanted to. You don't have to use a charging brick. You can plug that into, you know, a phone charger in your car and plug that into the fan, and it's going to charge it up. Or you could use a solar panel and a power station or something like that to charge it up. Anyways, gotta say, very pleased with it. The name on this fan is called Allison, and the model number is F906. I'll put a link to it in the description so you can find it. Now, they sent me some sort of discount code. I'm not sure. I don't think it's going to be able to go very much longer. I think the code ends, I think, on August the 9th or 12th or something like that. But if you're interested in this fan, check down in the description and I'll put the link to it down below so you don't have to hunt and search for it and end up buying the wrong one, because some of these look very similar and they're totally from a different company. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and if you get one of these, let me know in the comments how you like it. Till next time, guys, see ya.